Okay. I can already see a lot of comments and people are almost wanting to bang me here. I was
Yeah.
blank for 5 minutes after VRC. Okay, what else? Hi guys. Uh, I think let's say I'm sure that YouTube would there's of course a delay in these things in YouTube, but I'm sure that you guys can see us, and I'll wait for some. Hi, hello. Already 27 seconds gone. Hi Sarthak. Hi. Okay, who else
हाय
there?
हेलो वाला
Rahul.
मूड लग नहीं रहा है बच्चों का.
Huh?
They are all busy
Abhishek.
in discussing that VRC was tough.
Hello, Jesus sir. Prajwal, Audible, Mukund, Arpan. Hi. So, what was it's a VRC kill me was totally lost after VRC. Okay, chalo, take it. You should not blame me for the VRC. If something is tough for you, it's going to be tough for all, right? So I'm sure that sense you should have had. VRC very tough. DJ sir, did you said VRC? I'm not going to answer that question. I will, I will let you imagine whatever you imagine. Okay, so uh, first of all, just to talk to all our classroom students, and in fact, all of you have registered for race to 99 percentile. All of you eligible for race to 99 percentile. Our first session is happening on 14th and 15th of August. So for 14th August, we have got a 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Smart Con Connector with GP. This is sort of the first session. And 14th August from 2 to 5 p.m. I'll do Smart VRC Cracker. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. 15th August Smart DLR Cracker, and 15th August 2 to 5 p.m. there is test taking strategy. So these 2 days, please ensure that you're free on those days. And Ravi, what about classroom kids? They have to register, right? So what's the process?
Yeah.
Just
So the classroom kids only have classroom and online classes students have to register on their aspiration accounts. There is an option for there's a click available where they can register. Go on to that page and just register over there, and you should be done with that. On the
okay.
right hand side on your aspirations account, you can find it. So registration is mandatory for everyone to attend the session. Whoever doesn't click on that register now or doesn't register to it will not be allowed on that particular day. And you can register the latest till 12th of August. But if I were you, I would not wait till the 12th of August क्योंकि 11 तारीख रक्षाबंधन है, 12 तारीख को पता नहीं क्या होगा, right?
Yeah. So basically, this is for the classroom students. Those of you obviously have, I think that we had that 1 rupee stuff till 31st. Then you automatic register. That's fine. Just one other thing. So we have started this MBA daily dose. I'm sure that it's accessible to test series students, raised to 99% registered students, also classroom students. These daily doses are available. Daily tests. I think that the tests get locked out if you don't take it on that particular day. So please ensure that you take those tests regularly. Just saying. Okay. Let's get to the. So this is a story here. I think GP would be joining in. So yes, I think if I overall look at the paper, is that if I look at VRC, I think it's like it's genuinely seems to be something that was tough for everyone, and I can also see that it's gone down to about 5 question at least. In every place is almost like a 5 question down, so it was 5 question more difficult than what it was in CAT 2021. So maybe the toughest slot may be CAT 2021 slot number 2, I believe. So if I'm stat on this slot number 2, I'm guessing this will be at least about 3 questions down in terms of level of difficulty. When I look at the DLR, it's almost the same. I think that across the board, it's like probably I could say it's very same. I think it's about what about +3, less +3, almost similar in terms of level of difficulty. And QA, in fact, was probably scoring section, and I believe that if those of you could have kept their cool after VRC, knowing that this was at the end of the day a paper that was that is relative always. CAT is a relative test, and if you have kept the cool and gone ahead with other section, you could have still done well. So you're looking at a 97. So net, of course, there are the 3 questions down. Net 3 questions, level of difficulty down overall. I think roughly that's what I can see across section. Maybe that. So it's about 87ish would be there. That's largely because of I believe what happened with VRC. But apart from that, if I look at DLR and QA, in fact, QA was easier and DLR is more or less the same. It's I think this was a paper where the first section could you handle, and we'll to soon talk about the the problem that as I see what happened with VRC. GP,
I think
yeah.
Jijo, similarly, if you look at CAT 2018 and CAT 2019, CAT 2018 had in VRC more or less questions which were pretty much straightforward. But when it came to CAT 2019, there were a lot more questions of the type the author would agree with everything except kind of stuff, right? Which of the following, if true, will weaken the author's argument kind of stuff. So that is where in 2019, if you look at it, VRC became comparatively tougher only because of the changes in the types of questions that were there, right? Additional questions of इसमें ज़्यादा मेहनत लगे, right? I think VRC more or less this paper one is because when I read VRC I felt it is a little wordy. काफी लंबा पैसेज लग रहा था and in the second probably each of the passages had more questions like this and inference based questions rather, which probably may have helped in messing up the scores in this particular mock. But otherwise, if you look at what you have lost in VRC, you have almost made that up in QA. And if in that sense it was overall a paper in which you could have still scored what you scored in the previous mock, unless and until VRC was your only strength.
So by the way, number of test taker when I last check is 526.
Yeah, so sorry, Ravi and Jijo, I just finished taking the paper about an hour ago, around 6 p.m. So VRC ka, yani ki I was taking a paper after a long time, and that also English paper after a long time. Okay. So I think what Ravi said is correct. इसमें कि that it took me time to understand some of the questions. Okay, and the other issue which I had was that speed was not coming up, so I was struggling to finish the paper. But coming to the questions, I would again say you could eliminate the choices. I attempted 18 questions. I don't know how many of them are right. I could not get time to attempt any of the parajumbles. But by and large, I would say it was a difficult paper, no doubt about it. But in each passage there were questions which were easy, and as long as you kept on doing them and leaving the others, it would not be a problem. I personally found the para summary very easy. I think there were three para summaries, and all three of them were straightforward, and so that was not an issue. Parajumble, as I said, I could not get time to attempt, so that's I don't have any idea how good, how easy or difficult they were. The odd statement, I would say, were moderate level of difficulty, not very difficult, not easy, and but definitely doable. So out of those five questions of verbal, out of the eight questions of verbal, I think five is what one could have done. I'm assuming the you have not done anything in Parajamal, but as I said, not very difficult. DILR almost the same as CAT. Two easy sets. One set you need to put in some effort, and Quant I thought it was maybe slightly on the easier side. Okay, because I attempted about 20 odd questions, 19 or 18 questions or 20. I don't remember how many, but somewhere around 18 to 20 questions what I have attempted. So which obviously means it was slightly on the easier side. Okay.
Okay.
Right. I think
So
the issue with this paper would also have been, as a lot of people are suggesting in the comments also, कि VRC इतना tough था कि DILR और quant में bouncer चला गया होगा, even if they were probably manageable. Quant was definitely manageable. Okay, DILR was moderate to difficult is what I would say. But VRC, because that particular section was difficult, if you carry that load to the sections going forward, then it is a problem.
okay, so now the GP sir did not see the paper before, okay, because he was taking it live. So you can see the GP's attempt. The VR solution is something that I had recorded today morning, so we can go through that. I'll talk about that a little bit. Let me actually start with the VRC section, and in fact, on Saturday night I decided that I'm going to record it. I got the data out so when I record, I take the data out in terms of for each question, how many percent of the students got option correct, and I was looking at the accuracy and the attempt per graph, and I'm going, what happened? So when you look at from a design point of view, when I look at the paper was not designed to be this tough. So paper was designed to be probably, let's say, slightly more difficult than the slot 2 paper of last year. So if you look at the type of passages or the type of questions or the kind of challenges that is thrown onto you, would be very similar to cat 2020 slot number one. But I was absolutely surprised in terms of what just happened here. And in fact, I stopped the recording night, and then I actually started recording today early in the morning at 5 a.m. and said that, okay, let me figure out what happened. Maybe I'll get a little more data. So this is a story. I think compared to any of these, this is kind of something that at least I can see that I've never seen in the cat in the recent year that we are seeing this stuff, right? And I can again telling you this was not by design. That I, in fact, as an outcome, I'm really surprised as to what happened. And once you see the solutions of the video solution, you'll understand why. It is not that the questions were deliberately tough. It is not that the options were, some of these options had lot many traps, but it's not designed in this particular manner. I think something would have happened. I don't know what would have happened, but I've got some guesses. I don't know. You guys can tell me. So before I get into the whole thing, let me tell you the sources of the passages, right? So this is the snapshot of the passages. I think a couple of passages were taken from books. In fact, one was from International Encyclopedia of Social and Behavioral Sciences. This was the passages on social justice. The second one, International Encyclopedia of Human Geography. This was on anarchism. And then third one was New Atlantis. And the fourth one was International Journal of Arts. I think there were passages that was taken. I think this is more like journal entry of this. And these grade of these passages, I hope you understand this grade level. This is about how dense the passages are. So anything above sort of 13 grade is going to be tough. I think that every single passage is very dense. That is one thing. I think when you look at the cat 2021 slot number 2 lasted about 3 passages that was very dense. Here you say that okay, all the passages was dense. The topic on social justice, I think for example the first passage, you had to get past the first paragraph. I think try and understanding the first sentence, which was very long. Once you get past the paragraph, it's all everything talking about author is basically having this one idea. And I think that he was very extreme as well, or he or she was very extreme in terms of social justice must happen, capitalism is really bad. uh, Once you get past the passage, I think that once you get it, it was not as though the questions were difficult. So when you look at the question distribution, you had this is how it was cat in 2020 1 and 2020. More number of questions on inference. We've got six, about 10 questions were inference based, but inference is nothing great here. Inference is merely about what is revealed from the passage. If you look at the word length, it was actually the shortest passage was the first passage. I think the first passage you would have felt it's the longest, but that's the shortest one. But I felt his longest passage. The second passage was 514, third passage 547, fourth passage 532. So in terms of word length, this was something that we see in the can. And then past the topics were across area, though I believe that is what largely social. That's what you expect in lot many of this passage. My gut feeling as to what would have happened is that you started reading, let's say, the first paragraph, you thought it's going to be a little painful. Maybe let's look at the second paragraph. The second paragraph was also very painful to read. Then went to the third paragraph, we just don't understand what was going on with this modularity of mind. And then we thought that let me attack the last paragraph, maybe graffiti, that is something I understand. Then we move forward, then that's also talking about something crazy. I think what this thing, if somebody, my take was if somebody just understood what the passage was trying to say, and then look at those options were easy to understand, easy to eliminate. It's not that it was very difficult to eliminate. It was easy to eliminate. There were traps, yes, there were very appealing options. So the way in which I would look at this for all of you watching this is not to feel bad about what happened. What I would want to ensure that all of you look at this as a learning moment, right? This mock test that is given to you is not given so that you will get admission to some colleges, or not a reflection of whether or not you're going to make it to a top B schools. It is merely learning tool. So instead of actually whining about this particular test, I think that this would be a test which will give you lot many opportunity, because every single question had traps, and this will be a great learning opportunity for you to learn with each for each one of the traps that happen. So therefore, what my suggestion is, you please ensure that I have taken lot many time. I normally don't take this much time to explain each of these passages. This time I took, because I saw what happened, and I wanted to saw that was it really tough. Then I was looking into the options. No, okay, so maybe I missed out something, or something. I'm sure that there would have been some break in something. Maybe you read the passage fast. This is to me instead of looking at how bad this particular thing was for you, think of this as a great opportunity for you to learn. And that is what my suggestion to all of you is, that just don't bother. Okay, last time I got this many marks, this time I'm in -3, or this time my score has come down 15, 16. Just leave all that. Just use this test as an opportunity to learn, and I'm sure there'll be great learning opportunities. With respect to the VA, again, you got all sort of sources. The paragraph jumble was taken from Spectator Magazine, DST Daily, this page, A1 essays, odd sentence, comprehensive analysis, and all the paragraph summary was taken from the journal. Though, as GP says, this was manageable, and at the grade level was manageable. So, what you say that it was sort of so the topic seems very similar in nature, at least in some of these passages, but it was taken from this drivers sort of area, which comes to this is the graph, right? I can only see three green. I believe that there is a problem with this particular answer choice. I've mentioned that it can't be 1%. I think that answer choice that was there is wrong. So I'm hoping that this will probably go a little up. So there was this two paragraph jumble question which had such a low accuracy level. I think this was very deceptive. There could be lot many sentences, lot many organization of sentence that could be right. So this could be an opportunity for you. If I just look at VL, like what GP was saying, though it was very surprising as to why only 30% got this question correct. But I think that they were manageable. At least the paragraph summary was manageable. When you look at odd sentence, first of all, I still don't understand why odd sentence has got such. It is there is no negative marking. They just have to put one number. I don't know why people don't even write something down. Odd sentence, given the fact that you can attempt odd sentence without the fear of a negative marking, more number of people will attempt. I'm therefore basically guessing that these two are in fact easy. So from here, given that this question is also manageable, this is not the real 1%. The correct answer will get there. I think that about 4 to 5 questions net correct is what was possible from here. And when it comes to questions, this is what I can see. I think that if you look at, there is not a single passage that I could see here in this case which has crossed a 70% attempt. Not a single passage. So that is telling me something happened. I think that is telling me that majority of you, I think the passages just stumped you, and maybe you're reading the passage, you're finding it difficult, and some decision that you made that actually got there. So you had these questions in this case. So out of this, there are kind of we can this probably will be four. My gut feeling is this will also going to be easy. There are you actually look at it. There is seems to be just two easy and lot many moderate ones. So lot many of them which were moderate, which means that there were probably certain traps in each of these questions, and I truly believe that you can have an opportunity to learn. So I still looking at some of the answer choices that are going that why would there's no reason as to why somebody should make a mistake on some of these questions. For example, title of this particular article, I don't know why that was manageable, and lot many questions like these. So the only thing that I will say at this point in time is that this was not by any design that I thought that is that some it has to be this bad, right? It was probably a combination of few things. I believe the probably a combination of type of passages, the topic that was there, the dense factor of it, and the kind of question that you see is a kind of question that you've been seen in every single mock test, and just a little more traps in each of these questions, little extra trap. So every single question, there was not probably one single question where it was like pick me, pick me, pick me. You had to work with answer choices. So your ability to eliminate answer choice would have come in very handy to look at this section. So that's where it is. GP, you've gone through the you took the test. Your take, GP, and
Uh, yeah. Gijo, actually, surprisingly, I found the first passage. I attempted all four questions. I'll have to check how many of them are right. But one thing which was there is I personally found the first two passages to be very similar. Social justice was obviously the theme in first one, but in the second one also I could find that JNU kind of a theme coming through. So both these passages, if you ask me, I have done more with common sense and knowledge, common sense and general knowledge, and I happen to be someone who's extremely interested in politics, so I follow. So these are issues which I deal with at least on a reading basis. I read newspapers regularly on all such issues. Okay, so you're absolutely right. The first paragraph was difficult to read, but frankly, when I'm reading a passage, I'm not trying to understand each and every statement, each and every word in and every sentence. I think that is one thing which students need to understand. You will never be able to understand everything and retain everything. You try to understand what is the overall schema. If you look at it, if you have listened to that speech by Kanhaiya from JNU, I'm sure many people have forgotten who he was or who he is. But if you have that idea, that is what the first passage to me talked about. Second passage was on the similar wave. Second passage, I think I left two questions because I could not understand exactly what was being asked, or I was got confused with the choices. But by and large, if you look at the question and the choices, you will be able to eliminate a few of them. Okay, and as it is obvious, the first question was very easy. Restorative versus that justice वाला
Correct.
जो था, ठीक है,
हाँ, वो
that
तो
was a straightforward sitter. ठीक है,
तो
I'm surprised it is less than 50% accuracy. I'm surprised because I thought that was a sitter. एक word पे पता चल जाता था. The first
I
one
think
has
some,
to be punishment.
In
मतलब
fact, it
somebody,
was there in the first line of the passage.
Yeah,
somebody
first
should,
line. Hmm, hmm.
मतलब
Yeah,
issue
yeah.
was somebody should know what is retributive, no, मतलब what retribution क्या है, पता हो गया तो
नहीं
खत्म है, that's
नहीं नहीं,
what.
but पहले वाले में तो समझ के आ गया ना. Even if you don't know what is retribution, the when
हाँ,
you read it is talking about victim, and I'm just reading from the. I've opened the paper in front of me.
हाँ,
Okay, revolve primarily reparation and healing between offender, victim, social justice systems venture beyond this thing. Okay,
हम्म,
so restorative justice systems revolve primarily on reparation and healing between the offender and the victim. Healing between the offender and the victim is very very clear what the answer should be. Okay, so even if you don't know, I'm saying it is doable. Similarly, if you look at the fourth question, again the word pipe dream was a real giveaway. I focused on the second part. I said जो भी पहले लिखा है कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता मुझे, ट्रांजिशन जिसका कहना होता रहेगा. पाइप बीम तो मुझे मालूम है ना क्या होता है, पाइप बीम पे मैंने आंसर निकाला है. Okay, so to me what is important to understand is questions will give you opportunities to pick out and eliminate. So first and fourth was straight away from there. And okay, again similarly the other two questions, the third question I struggled a little because वो except that वाला था ना, तो वो उसको orientation करने में थोड़ा time लगा. But my point essentially is, if you are willing to look at the words eliminate choices, you will be able to get the answer. Even in that anarchist the second passage, I think there were question which talked about class, etc. That passage was not about class. Okay, that passage was about other things, the anarchist passage. Okay, so my suggestion would be, can you go through the choice and see which is that one word or couple of words because of which you can say this is not the answer. Okay, second passage instantly, I have not attempted the last two questions, I've done only the first two questions. Similarly, last passage I found fairly easy. Oh, I had just about 5 minutes to do the entire passage, so I just skimmed through it and marked the answers. सो टाइम प्रेशर होता है तो परफॉर्मेंस अपने आप अच्छी हो जाती है. शुरू के पैसेज में टाइम था तो आराम से पढ़े थे. आई थिंक दैट इज अनदर इशू व्हिच स्टूडेंट्स नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, that when you decide that I have to understand everything, you will not be able to complete the paper, you will forget the paper, you will not be able to complete the passage, and you will end up wasting a lot of time trying to do what we say, that deep in-depth analysis. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
as compared to that, if you just say I will skim, I'll understand the overall schema, and then if required I'll go back to the passage for those couple of things, it is still doable. Okay, okay.
yeah.
So
So
that is what I would say with this. And what I started off before was I'm extremely happy I did not do parajumbles. I did not get time to do parajumble when I look at this performance. Okay, in any case, I keep it for the end. But para summary and odd statement, I think these were doable. Definitely 1 out of 2 odd statement, and 3 out of 3 summary were doable. Again, if you look at the keywords, eliminate choices, you will get the answer.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So it was this. So the only thing I'm going to say is this: I am not. I have solved. I have taken some time in explaining every single question, every single option, and I'm sure that you have. You can go through the solution at and I would recommend that you go through the solution thoroughly, completely, and I'm hoping and I'm sure that this will be an amazing learning opportunity for you. And don't worry about what the score was, but at the end of the day, what is that you're looking at? If you want, at the end of the day, if this was actual cat, right? This was actual cat. Think about this. This was actual cat. A 10 question would have got you 99.5 percentile. Now you don't know what the actual cat is. So instead of crying if you got 10 question net correct, which was absolutely possible, I'm guessing out of this 4 year, and maybe let's look at even a 95th percentile for this particular test. 95th percentile, we're looking at what 80 to 20 marks. That's about 7 question net correct. And even that this 4 to 5 plus this the 2 here, and I'm sure you got it. Now what is going to happen? I think what happens, GP, in lot many tests is that while we are doing the test, we start analyzing the test. Oh my God,
Yes.
we have this preconceived things that I have to get this score. And I'm sure that before you get it, I think one of the things that would
Yeah.
have happened in terms of you putting yourself under pressure is because you had a preconceived notion, मुझे 40 के ऊपर लिखाना है. So I want to
Correct.
get more than 35. I want to get more than 40, and not knowing what the pitch is, right? So you should uh, come to the place. If the passage is tough, it's going to be tough for all. The question is tough for all. So what you'll have to do is just read the passage, make sensible decision for each of these questions, and do the very best. And without giving up, go to DLR. I don't know how many of you just gave up and said, "Oh my God, this is over. I think this mock is time pass. I don't want to do this." Anyone here just shout me? I just want to look at from your.
Dijo, couple of things इसमें. But
Uh,
you said ना, don't go with preconceived notion. Anarchist वाला पैसे यही कह रहा था. नो प्रीकंसीव नोशन रिक्वायर्ड. जाओ काम करो, देखी जाएगी. लर्न एजुकेशन, वही बोल रहा था ना एनार्किस्ट वाला पैसेज. ठीक है.
yeah, yeah.
Jay is saying, can we see our score? Jay, I have not seen. I don't know what my score is. I have just attempted the paper around 6:30. I finished off, send the video files to the team for editing and uploading it. So frankly, I don't know. All I can say is in English, I have done 18 questions that I counted. Okay, so I know. I have not done para jumbles at all, and I've left a few. And in second passage, I think I have not done the last two questions. Plus, कुछ इधर उधर छूट गया होगा. DILR, I have done 3 sets of data. Quant, I have done almost 19 or 20 questions. I don't know exactly how many. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So इतना टेंशन नहीं लेना है. What you need to be clear is, गलत हो गया तो हो गया. In the paper, don't waste too much time trying to analyze. नहीं हुआ छोड़ो, आगे जाओ, देखी जाएगी. Then another question someone has asked, I'll just try to put it there. Wouldn't going back to the passage be a waste of time? If you know where you are going and what you are looking for, then it is not a waste of time. If you have to read the passage to find out that information all over again, then it's a waste of time. So when I'm reading the passage, what I'm trying to also do is just broadly understand what piece of information is where. So if I have to go back, I can go back directly. If I can't go back directly, I'm likely not to go back. Okay, so that is what I would suggest, Shashi, to you all, to everyone else.
So somebody was asking about sectional cutoff. I think that we actually put this here, this data here. What is sectional cutoff? Most of the IIMs would want around this scores, right?
80%.
This
Yeah.
IA wala.
Yeah.
12,
I am
14,
now
19.
will go for an 85 in
अच्छा
all
ठीक है
three.
तो 85 मान के जाते हैं 14 16 22 last year cat was 24 17 and 14 so just put that. All right, so we have got the story moving forward. I'm hoping that you guys will have a lot many fun with respect to the VRC. So can this VR section be replicated in the real exam? What have you
Yeah.
no,
Cat 2006 एक बार करके देख लेना. जीजो.
एक और random question I saw in one of the groups, Jijo. They are saying कि because I am Bangalore is good for finance.
Huh.
As supposedly good for finance. So can I expect more finance and business passages in the paper?
यार ये लोग कहाँ से कनेक्शन निकालते हैं. मेरे को तो
Okay.
दोनों में प्रॉब्लम है. The first assumption, because I am Bangalore is good for finance. Are you telling me Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Lucknow are not good for finance? There's no difference between any of these institutes in any case, first of all. Secondly, are you telling me only the finance professor will be contributing to the paper? Okay. So इतना
I
ज्यादा
have
seriously मत लो यार पेपर को तुम.
पिछले
I said the same thing. वो
अब
प्रोफेसर जो वहां पे कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस पढ़ा रहा होगा वो बैठ के वीआरसी करेगा तेरे लिए.
हाँ. नहीं यार,
first of
मजे
all
की चीज ये है. and Ravi, I'm saying this is the kind of analysis which is very, very detrimental to your CAT performance. Because in the
yeah.
paper, you will be doing exactly this kind of stupidity. You will be analyzing to the last word, to the last. In my paper, there seemed to be some formatting issue, that some font issue. So couple of words I could not understand. ठीक है, नहीं आए, चलो आगे ना. अब उसको लेके रोते रहोगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा. You have to learn to move on. If you get into the habit of looking at the question, आता है करो, नहीं आता आगे चलो, you will always do better than what you would do by doing a detailed analysis of the paper, attempting the paper. After the paper, do all kind of analysis, not during the paper.
Chalo. Perfect.
Hmm.
Perfect. By the way, Ravi, past 10 साल से I've not seen one finance passage, by the way, including I am Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta.
एक पैसेज
I've not
था.
seen one marketing passage. I've not seen one operations passage. I've not seen one business passage in the last 10 years.
ऑपरेशंस के पैसेजेस इज व्हाट वी डू इन डीआईएलआर जीजो.
अच्छा ठीक है. हाँ, चलो ठीक ये हो गया DLR section. This is a story. I think I think uh, is that we have given some breather with respect to DLR. Of course, people could take it. They could take it. And it's pretty okay. I think it was probably maybe one question sort of easy, but I'm sure that given the fact that these are scale scores, and I'm sure that there'll be at least one a slot which would have been very close to this one. So that's the story. And there, here it is.
Jijo, it was I would say very close to CAT 2021. CAT
Yeah.
2021, I've said that earlier also. Two easy sets, one reasonably moderate to somewhere between moderate and difficult, and one difficult. Now, depending upon your comfort, either you will call the first set to be difficult or the third set to be difficult. Someone like me who's more keen on numbers will find set number one to be easier. Someone else who's more comfortable with arrangements will probably go for the third set. The critical thing is set 2 and 4 were the easy sets. Those you should not have missed. If you have missed either set 2 or set 4, it is not acceptable in this paper. Set 4 actually was a 5-minute set. Okay. Set 2 was also not going to take time. It had a horrible looking figure. And that typically happens in CAD. They'll give a horrible looking figure so that you don't pick up a set. And my rule is simple. If it looks difficult, it is not going to be difficult. Looks are not what I will go by at all. Okay.
In fact, Jijo, we keep saying na कि you have to start your preparation by knowing what CAT is. 2017 से 2021 के कितने पेपर्स आपने सॉल्व करके देखे हैं. If actually anyone went through the first, मतलब 2017 slot 1 कोई करके आया होगा, तो that is the first set is a replica of the happiness index set from 2017. The set that screwed happiness in 2017.
अच्छा,
So
version of it. Replica
Frequency
means
version
table
of
frequency
version
table
of
का आया
it.
हुआ है CAT में set. Yeah, right. I don't remember Ravi whether that was the happiness index or which one, but yes, I remember
Happiness
data set
index
of
वाला ही था.
frequency index. I
Yeah,
don't remember
frequency
that part,
table.
but frequency table वाला आया हुआ है.
Correct.
हाँ.
I
So
think GP, what you're talking about the fact that something that is looks tough does not necessarily mean it is tough, right?
No,
So
I'm
let's.
going on the other side.
This
Something
one is
which
it.
looks tough is usually easy.
This
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is it.
this one. हाँ,
Okay.
ठीक है. Something which looks difficult is usually easy. It is so default तो मैं उल्टा ही लेके चलता हूँ. ये तो मैं पक्का देखूंगा. ठीक है. And now if you just go to the next page and look at the questions. Just go to the next one. Yeah. Definite answers. It is doable. Okay.
So I
It
think
is
that somebody
doable.
would have looked at this graph and went, "What is going on here?" I think this is.
हाँ.
I think people will have to start understanding that graph is just representation of data. This is just one value. This is just one value. This is just one value. I think they're
हाँ.
just representing data. It's just
The
representing
same
data.
thing could have been given easily in the form of a table, and people would have
Correct.
been very happy.
Correct.
मगर ये and for the students, this tells me when I see this kind of a thing, what this tells me is that the data set is likely to be easy. To ensure that students don't pick it up, this kind of a stupid figure has been given to make it look difficult. Okay. So if
What
it is
was
a
this?
difficult set, the examiner or the paper setter wants you to attempt it. So he or she will not make it look difficult.
You're going to the psychology of the questions that actually this was what 2018 GP 2018 slot one is it
Huh.
was
Slot one
had
of
this
that pie chart, multicolored
yeah
pie chart, huge.
this one some
Yeah,
crazy something like that right this
yeah, yeah.
correct.
and actually this was all this was data I think representing data is what happened here I think what else this is good old anyone good in arrangement should be able to do it is
Yes,
that this
I did not
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. I went for the first set. मैंने कहा वो फ्रीक्वेंसी टेबल मेरे को समझता है ये वाला जो है मेरे को टाइम लगेगा
नहीं ये
एंड
वाला
एंड
बहुत बढ़िया था सर, बहुत बहुत आसान था.
नहीं आसान
This one,
मुश्किल की बात नहीं कर रहा आई एम सेइंग व्हाट वाज माय फीलिंग एंड व्हाट इज माय स्ट्रेंथ एरिया सी आई विल प्ले टू माय स्ट्रेंथ what
correct.
is your strength Ravi you play to that for me the first one was doable I knew and again if you go to the first set Question, just go to the the slide, the next one. Yeah,
Hmm.
question 1, question 2, and question 2 and question 3. These three you could mark the answer with half the work done. You
Okay.
do half the work, mark the answer. 3 ho gaya na. Now if I've done 4 of the set 2 and set 4, and I've done these three, 11th question, I'm safe. I'm very, very safe. I have crossed 95, if not 99. Okay.
I think
And
one of the
yes,
thing that,
mhm,
so
yeah,
one of the difference between this kind of set and these sets, and one of the differences here, I have to get the complete, crack the complete story, and then I can get almost
yes,
all the question correct. Here the
absolutely right.
advantage is that I can still, with half the work I can do one thing. So of
Yes.
course this is a decision that people have to make here. I also like stuff like these where I know that I can at least do to mila do, teen mila
Uh,
teen.
इसमें sorry
Ah,
जीजो, sixth question also, question 6 also in this set. Yeah,
okay.
ये वाला भी हो जाता है. 4 out of 6 करके छोड़ दो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. 12 हो गया ना, 36 मार्क्स हो गया, 99 के ऊपर पहुंच गए हो तुम. ठीक है.
Okay.
So, but as I said, it's a question of personal choice. To me, what worked in this particular set were two things. One, it is a area which I'm more comfortable in. Numbers is what I like to deal with more rather than arrangements. Second thing is, in this set, I could pick and choose questions, which means I could do a bit of the work, answer 2 or 3 questions, do a little bit more work, answer the next couple of questions, and then if I complete it, I'll answer all 6.
So one other thing I want to say, that actually you guys tell me, what is this graph doing? This is a simple data that is given, one, two. The, the, this is like just because it's something in the graph, people get psyched off. It's like a frequency of the three different things, that is like it can very well would have been a table only.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
In fact,
So,
if you found this tough, please go through the solution. My attempt, I'm presuming वो ठीक ठाक हो गया होगा, ठीक है?
huh.
But frequency tables are easy to handle, and these are difficult to comprehend, difficult to look at. Again, वो
Okay.
basic theory है ना, मुश्किल दिखता है तो आसान होगा. एंड ये वाला जो था ना, ये सेट शायद आई वाज आल्सो नॉट इन अ मूड यार, रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन बहुत कर लिया था, यहाँ पे फिर रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन हो जाता.
Okay. Okay. And this was the last one. We said this is.
This is also like last year's CAT paper or the year before last, Ravi?
I think this was similar to a 2020 question.
Yeah, I think one of those.
Hmm.
अच्छा, इसमें मेरे को बहुत अच्छी चीज लगती है, एवरेज लिख देते हो लोग, एवरेज निकालने बैठ जाते हैं. 20 into average is the same as 4 into total.
4 into total. Exactly.
Yes.
That's
so
exactly
so
what I
so
did in
what
my
I find,
solution also.
I find it very, very irritating when students say, okay, I will first divide by 5 and then multiply with 5. Okay. So you might as well say average is nothing but total by 5. So it is 20 into average is 4 into total. You will save maybe a minute and a half in the entire paper, entire set, but that is useful always.
You should always at a general level, whenever you see average, you should try to work with total only,
I
like
work with
general.
total only,
Huh.
yes.
I
Ah,
think that is
bilkul.
that should be a mantra for anything that you do with this one. Okay.
Okay, these are a
So,
couple of students are asking how should we judge which LIDI set to choose. My attempt, if you look at my attempt, the first thing I have done is first 5 minutes. That's what I've done. I've gone through all the 4 sets of data, and given my reason or logic as to why I would pick up a set and which one I would do and which one I would not do. Okay. Fortunately,
The
the
sec-
last set was the easy one, so I started backwards. And the last set, again, if you look at all the questions in the last set, it gave you a clear indicator that each question is independent. You don't need to fill up that table. The first fear I would have on that table, that set was that the table has to be filled up, and there are only these three short statements given, which mean not sufficient. But when you look at the question, it says if this happens, then what? If this happens, then what? That means you have to look at that specific case, and you don't have to fill up the table.
yeah. Basically, here very clearly, a lot of people went for the look and got psyched out. I think that's basically what happened. What I'm
Hmm.
thinking
Right.
happened.
So the DILR video solutions, all of them have been given to the tech team, and they are getting uploaded. I think one of them is still under the process of uploading, and the attempt of all the 3 sections by GP sir is also being uploaded. That should be there by tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
हाँ,
So if
उसमें
you
My
वैसे
can't
भी
find it
एडिट
right
करने का
now,
कुछ ज्यादा है नहीं, शुरू यानी शुरू का थोड़ा थोड़ा काट पीट करके इट विल गेट अपलोडेड. एंड
Yeah.
By
सम
the way,
स्टूडेंट्स वर आस्किंग फॉर जुगाड़ सॉल्यूशंस है उसके अंदर यार अटेम्प्ट में जो जुगाड़ आ गया वो दिख जाएगा तुमको.
and by the way, the VRC is up. Okay, so I had record in the morning, so it's there. Okay, so that was QA. This is very close to 2020 apparently. I think that we kind of made I think slightly easier than 2020 as well. I think this was easy, and this was kind of a story. I think what was every section. I think every area had easy questions given to you. So someone is comfortable with multiple area would have managed it, and rest of them is all still medium. There was just one question on numbers which was difficult, but the spread is something that you've seen. 10 questions here, 6 questions of algebra, 3 questions of geometry, one question on permutations combination, couple of questions on numbers, and within that 10 we had got sort of easy, medium, discuss in this manner, and this is a story.
I think that one question of numbers is that 64, Jijo?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
कौन सा
That is not
64?
actually difficult as such, but it is time taking, definitely time taking.
Which one is
Well, time
64?
time
The
till
common
हाँ यार वो
multiples of
ये
3
पेनफुल
or
क्वेश्चन
5
होते
but
हैं.
not 7. 3 or 5
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not 7.
There is a question which was on my last attempt. I hate such questions actually. बहुत पेनफुल होते हैं. पूरा काम करवाते हो तुम यार. पहले 3 का मल्टीपल, 7 का मल्टीपल, फिर माइनस
what is
करो 15 का उसका. वो बहुत बहुत काम टाइम लगता है मुझे इसमें. So I normally leave such questions, but time था end में. So I solved this also.
there are a lot many questions which are like missed by students. I think there was this. I can look at here. I can look at this. I can look at less than 20. What else? I can see a 14 percentage. I can see a 21 percentage. ये क्या था कुछ 13. I can see only 8 in 65. What's 65 so tough? I don't know.
एक बार खोलिए तो
There's a
65.
there's a comment out here. I
Hmm.
think Jijo, you or Ravi could answer this. It's a
What is the
comment.
comment?
Cat will never ask similar questions. So what's the point?
Whether cat asked similar question or not, the question is whether you got it right. Now, these are all questions inspired. These are not same questions. For example, if I look at the cat of last 3 years on each of this area, the questions are by and large very same. I've also seen cat repeating same questions,
Yeah.
but in the past, the questions are by and large the same. So when somebody says that there is a type of question that has happened, when you kind of look at cat papers across years, you look at cat papers in quantitative ability or DLR or VA, you see that there would be some general similarity between the type of skills that is tested. So none of these questions is exactly the same. What Ravi and GP is saying that this is just question which is in terms of conceptually similar to at least look for similar to those things. It is not the same logic, it's not the same question. So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
just to repeat, questions get repeated in CAT. Something which has come in 99 can come in 2008 also, has come in 2018 also. And so don't get into fall into the trap. Question don't repeat. Real yes, question gets repeated occasionally. More importantly, the concept gets repeated. The
Yeah.
concept gets repeated is what you need to understand. Even in DILR, we have seen the same data set, almost the same data set getting repeated. And which is why Ravi had said that, and we keep saying that repeatedly. Please solve all old papers. CAT 1990 to 2021. All the papers that are available, you should definitely solve. Start working from 21 and keep going back.
Right.
Yeah,
So you have 45. It's okay.
this was easy. Yeah, Jijo, we were talking about 65. Let's see what that question is.
Hold on,
There
hold
is
on, hold
very
on. Just go
very
slow.
few
Just
attempts, but very high accuracy.
Yeah, if you can just go slowly. 45 we are done. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, this is fine. I'm sure. 46. This is the not this one. 46. This is the jugaad. DI. This is that. If you can draw the figure correctly, you will get the answer. That is one way. Second is it's a Pythagorean triplet. Remember Pythagoras uncle. Very very useful. Okay. So first thing is draw the figure correctly. You will looking at the figure, the choices are so good that you will be able to get the answer. The only thing is the question is asking for the diameter of the smaller circle, not the radius of the smaller circle. That is where some students might have made a mistake. They would have marked the answer as radius. and also
एट
very
एक आंसर, एट एक आंसर
नहीं, 8
कि
नहीं है,
फोर
चार?
फोर
फोर होगा,
फोर
फोर।
आंसर।
मेरे हिसाब से
हाँ
इधर 8 और 4 होगा, बिकॉज वन
हाँ
दिस रे रेडियस
नहीं
है
नहीं,
तो दिए
जीजो
डायमीटर।
8 इसलिए, जीजो 8 इसलिए नहीं होगा बिकॉज द बिगर सर्कल्स हैव 8 सेंटीमीटर रेडियस।
तो ये नहीं है तो
और
आज
the
अभी
16 है ना, आंसर कम, इफ यू लुक एट द फिगर इट कम्स आउट टू बी ऑलमोस्ट
ओके
like 1/4. Okay, if you draw the figure, but even if you don't draw the figure to scale, do you remember it's a Pythagoras theorem?
ओके
Substitute
ओके
the choice and mark.
47 दिस शुड बी
इसमें थोड़ा सा काम करना पड़ा था, but ठीक है, not difficult at all. This is okay.
48
This again is a straightforward allegation.
ओके। People don't use allegations in these things, you know. I think this
Why?
is okay.
ना
This is
ये
okay.
तो
Allegation,
एलिगेशन से ही बनता है जीजो,
अच्छा अच्छा
दैट्स
अच्छा,
द
ओके ओके
सिंपलेस्ट वे
allegation
ऑफ
is
डूइंग।
the most useful item we have apart from a plus b plus ab by 100.
करेक्ट।
This again is straightforward. This was one of the last few questions that I did again. Choice होता तो substitute करके काम चला लेता.
ओके
बट द गुड पार्ट इज ऑप्शन जो ब्रैकेट के अंदर है √3 प्लस √75,
हाँ
√75 इज 5 √3,
हाँ, वो 6 √3 आ जाता है ना. And the
6 √3 और
moment I got the
108,
6 √3,
6
when you
√3
get,
का स्क्वायर है 108।
हाँ, अगला चीज वो है. Again, that goes back from a student point of view. What I want students to understand is the question will not be such that you'll have to calculate a lot. So if you're getting a 6 √3 inside and the base is 108, just check what is the relation between them. So I did exactly what Ravi said, which I said, let me see what is square of 6 √3. 36 into 3, 108. That means this is log 108 base 6 √3. A log of 108 base and 6 √3 has to be half. Okay, that is 108 raised to power half. So बस उसके बाद तो हो जाएगा फिर. But I left this question initially. क्या ये तो सिटर था, अगर किसी ने मिस किया तो पिटाई होनी चाहिए उसकी.
चलो
Pythagoras theorem again, 30 60 90. 30 60 90 will give you the answer. Ratio of sides is 30 60 90. Angle is 30 60 90. Sides will be 1 is to √3 is to 2.
ओके
This is something which is very useful. Please keep using this. Substitute. बहुत अच्छा किया. Mod x less than 5 दे दिया. There are only 9 numbers I need to check ना.
करेक्ट।
अच्छा
हाँ,
तो -4 -3 -2 -1 0 1 2 3 4 5 आपने पूरा चेक कर लिया पूरा?
मैंने चेक कर लिया. 1 to 4 तो वैसे ही देख के पता चल गया. ठीक है, नेगेटिव वाला चेक करना था खाली. So 1 to 4 happened. So 0 and -1 and -2 did not satisfy. -3 -4. So answer is 6. So इसमें मैं दिमाग नहीं लगाऊंगा, मैं सब्स्टिट्यूट करके आंसर निकाल दूंगा.
ओके वंडरफुल।
This was a bit of a time taking, but here if you assume the volume of the tank to be 120 liters, why 127 by 12, 5 by 8? Look at those. Okay. And then I was looking for multiple of 6 and 4, 12 and 8. I said 120 is a safe number to work with.
जिप सर आई सेड कि ए का एफिशिएंसी 12 यूनिट्स है, तो अभी 7 करेगा। बी का एफिशिएंसी 8 यूनिट्स है, तो अभी 5 करेगा। टोटल 48 आ गया। 6 8s are 48, 4 12s are 48।
ठीक है. But whatever you do, you assume a volume and just work. It should be fine. ये मैंने नहीं किया. मेरे को बहुत मेहनत लग रहा था इसमें, लगा कि काम करना पड़ेगा. I don't know what is the accuracy of this question. And now what is the attempt rate for this question?
What is 55? Can check. 55 is
Wow.
the
लो अटेम्प्ट
67
रेट, हाई एक्यूरेसी।
low attempt rate.
Okay. So it's not very difficult, it means.
नो इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट, इट इज गिवन। एक चीज दिया है सर क्वेश्चन में, दैट एबीसी आर इन एन एपी।
हाँ, वो मेरे को दिखा था एबीसी एपी में है, बट नथिंग स्ट्रक मी एज टू व्हाट कैन बी डन उसमें उस टाइम पे.
Sum of roots upon product of roots is 2 by 1, sir. So b equal to -2 and c equal to 1.
या
So a equal to -5.
ठीक है, ठीक है. That was yeah. ठीक है, चलो नेक्स्ट टाइम. हाँ रवि,
ये
तुम्हारा जुगाड़, मैंने तो इसको रेगुलर वे से सॉल्व किया है. यू कैन शेयर योर जुगाड़ टू दिस क्वेश्चन.
तो इसमें what it is saying is, Jijo, in this question It is saying that the section 1 should carry at least 60 marks, 60% of the total marks, right? And section 1, each question is 1 mark. Section 2 and section 3, the number of marks per question is greater. So it is saying that if in section 2 contains 23 questions and a total of 100 questions is there, section 1 may what, section 3 may how many questions can be there? So if option 2 satisfies, option 1 automatically satisfies. अगर दो क्वेश्चन हो सकते हैं सेक्शन 3 में तो एक तो हो ही सकता है. If option 3 satisfies, option 2 and 1 automatically satisfy. If option 4 satisfy, option 3 to 1 all satisfy. So the answer could not have been option 2, 3 or 4. The answer had to be option 1.
मेरे को स्ट्राइक नहीं किया, but this is absolutely logical and absolutely that's the answer.
अगर 2 सही है तो 1 और 2 दोनों सही है. So we are looking at the maximum possible value of section 3. So it could not have been option 2, 3 or 4.
Okay.
This looks like a standard one.
हाँ, then बहुत आसान था ये. इसमें if you look at the choices, Ravi, the question says what is the cost price of 4 kg of second variety of rice?
Correct.
Okay, so 1 kg will be 1 kg. I found the average price to be 30 rupees a kg.
Correct.
Average cost. So if you just write 80 by 4 is 20. Just write in front of 80 20. No, in front of choice 1.
Okay.
20. 56, 28. After next one is 28, 36, and 40.
40.
It says the second one is 8 rupees less. So
second one is 8 rupees more.
8 rupees more. Sorry. No, so the first one should be this is the second one, na? Instead in opposite opposite 20 you should write 8 or 12. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
this will
the
be the
average
first
price.
one.
Yeah, so
okay.
the average price cannot be 30 in this case.
Okay.
33rd one is 28. Average 28 and 36. That's the only place you'll get an average price of 30.
Here, no? Third.
Yeah,
correct.
36 fine.
36 के साथ 28 आएगा.
40 के साथ 32 आएगा ना, तो मैं पूरा काम नहीं किया, आधे में काम चल गया मेरा. ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल था. This is my standard जुगाड़ वाला. Gijo, I'm sure you will also be.
Yeah. I think I'll take this and figure out some logic around here.
Yeah.
I think. Term
I
one.
found T1 plus T2. The logic was evident. Answer became very easy. T1, if I remember correctly, was 3 by 2. T1 by T2 was and this was how much? 8 by 3. T turned up T2 was 8 by 3. So 3 minus 1 by 3. And the first one is 2 minus 1 by 2. So the answer has to be 20. 20 minus 1 by 20. So K has to be 20. There is a standard jugaad for pattern question. So from a student perspective, in such questions, find the first term, find the sum of the first two terms. If required, find the sum of first three terms. Try to identify the pattern, and you'll get the answer. That's what we do in these questions. इस कुछ नहीं है तो नंबर डाल के करना है इसको. आई एम श्योर सबने कर दिया होगा. This again is standard boats and streams, easy question. Okay, this should also be fine.
These are basic distribution है ना या? No, this is grouping.
Basic distribution and identical boxes है तो arrangement भी नहीं है.
तो grouping हो गया ना पर ऐसे.
हाँ बस grouping.
हाँ ठीक.
अच्छा जीजो, इसमें just go to the previous one. इसमें एक और चीज है. देखो 12 factorial तो होगा ही होगा. Now the three boxes are interchangeable. So you cannot have a divided by 3 or something. It will have to be cube. This into this into this. So answer 1 ही हो सकता था.
Divide तो करना पड़ेगा, correct है.
Divide तो करना होगा. ठीक है, तो आंसर 1 ही हो सकता था. अच्छा, वैसे डिवाइड करते ही दो चॉइस निकल जाता ना.
सब हाँ.
The in this question, both Ravi and I had a similar kind of thing. In this kind of a question, for every value, it is asking us to find the value of k upon x. That means for every value of k, there will be a corresponding value of x, or k upon x is a constant. So choose any value of x substitute, find the value of k. So the most convenient value of x will obviously be 1.
Okay, x equal to 1. Okay.
X equal to 1. So it becomes
Hmm.
1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. This is a
Hmm.
geometric progression with a common ratio of 2.
63 हो गया ना
And
ये?
63 हो
63
गया.
हो गया. Yeah.
Hmm.
And okay, I did not do that. I said 1 minus k, 1 minus k by 6 upon these are 63 is equal to, I don't need 63 actually. On the right
Okay.
hand side, I will have 1 minus k by 6.
K power
K,
6.
k to power 6, sorry. K to power
Hmm.
6 upon 1 minus k. There's nothing but sum of a geometric progression. On the left hand side, I have 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8. This is a geometric progression. That means k
Okay.
has to be equal to the common ratio, which is 2.
अच्छा शॉट.
Okay.
Okay, ठीक है.
ठीक है, वो
Said it.
63 से वैसे आ जाता है और कुछ है नहीं इसमें.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think should also be easy. Yeah,
This
ये
one,
पेनफुल सवाल है.
ये पेनफुल था. I used Euler's quotient इसमें.
अच्छा,
हाँ.
मैंने नहीं किया, मैं तो शराफत से वो पूरा किया. बट these kind of questions I usually get the wrong answer. क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं गलती पक्का कहता हूँ इन क्वेश्चंस में मैं. And which is why I try to avoid these questions.
Plus this is also this thing, no? इसमें there is no choices also, right? So
Yeah.
so you're bound to make some mistakes.
हम्म. ये मेरा स्टैंडर्ड जुगाड़ इसमें लगा फिर. First and the last term जीजो 1 by 40 and f39 by 40. Okay. Similarly, you have f2 by 40 and f38 by 40. So there are going to be 19 pairs. And the middle term will be f20 by 40, which is nothing
Correct.
but f1 by 2. So the last term of f1 by 2 and f20 by 40 get cancelled out. So
ये
my
वाला.
answer is going to be 19 into something. 19 pairs है ना? हाँ.
अच्छा.
एक ही चॉइस है. वैसे पेपर में मैंने वो नहीं किया. मैंने कहा फिर भी चलो कर देते हैं. x को हाफ डालो. x को हाफ डाला तो I get 1 by 2. So that means half is the average. So that means each pair should be 1. Answer should be 19. But to me, the more logical thing to do is the answer is to be 19 into something, one choice. Yeah, sitter. But Ravi, overall, I would say this was an easier paper because I'm usually not able to complete the paper. This paper I almost completed, and I had sufficient time to do that question also. एक दो सवाल कोई छूटा है, which is why I said. So overall, I would say this was a slightly easier paper, but as you were saying, it has possibly compensated for the verbal part.
Correct.
Yeah. चलो, any questions? So Ravi, your job. Pick any questions and we can pick up a few questions.
My score has saturated in quants around 30 to 35. Can you please guide me how to go beyond this level?
How
What
much
is
of
this?
Jugaad are you using, Ashutosh? Some of these questions, if you look at it, because if you use Jugaad, you will be able to save time and you'll be able to attempt a few extra questions, or at least you will not be rushing through the other questions. So what Jugaad does more than anything else is it gives you time to focus. You are never in a rush.
Can we go back to a sentence if we don't understand the first time while reading at home
Yeah,
and while
yeah,
taking a mock?
yeah.
Why
Please
not?
do. Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not? See,
Absolutely.
Rohit, I would say if this is what you normally do in your reading, you can do it here also. One of the things I want students to remember is taking a paper is not something which is only for this. Your reading effort, whether you are reading for a newspaper or reading for your college or reading in a test, the reading process is the same. Try to do what you normally do. What comes intuitively to you, what comes normally to you is what you should be doing. Don't change the way you read just because you are taking a paper.
Should I skip geometry section for last in quants if I'm not good at it?
नहीं
Should I
यार
skip?
जुगाड़ लगाओ ना. Okay,
Last in.
okay. So Shant, I would say, I hope you are attending the sessions on 14th and 15th. We'll discuss how to deal with geometry on that day.
And geometry, geometry as such देखने को डर लगता है उसको देखने को, but when you look at the last, when you look at the kind of questions of geometry that are asked in CAT, they don't require you as such to know a lot of theorems and have a lot of memory. They only require you to understand certain things, like let us say a Pythagorean triplet, how to figure out Pythagorean triplets. Let us say 30 60 90 triangle में क्या होता है, 45 45 90 में क्या होता है, and hexagons. Those are the most commonly asked questions. At least try and do those correctly. I practice a lot in VARC compared to LR and QA, but my score is decreasing in VARC day by day.
When you say day by day, I don't know what that means. How can the score decrease in day by day unless you're testing day by day? What does score decreasing means? So I think that what is this simply happening is that from one mock to next mock, you just score decrease. So I think that does not mean that you will stop your preparation. So what you'll have to do is to ensure that you continue your effort. So and to learn as you go along, and I'm sure the life will be okay. Will VRC will be tough in the future mock too? Huh. The last time you asked me, sir, this mock is so easy. Then we said, okay, I'll give you a tough mock. Sir, why is mock is so tough? So we'll keep giving stuff without telling you what is going to happen. At the end of the day, all these are learning process. We'll try and obviously keep it as close to what the CAT is testing.
Will the Race to 99 session be available in aspiration to rewatch if needed? Absolutely no.
See,
If you
the
think that
idea
session is
is,
important, prioritize that and be present on that day to attend that live.
okay.
Absolutely no recording will be provided.
Jijo, English question for you. Verbal.
Jijo, sir, in QA and DLR, we can understand when we get a difficult section and behave accordingly. But this is not the case with ERC. I'm not able to understand whether it is difficult or not. You can't, right? Which is true. Because the level of difficulty of a VRC question comes from the options. Now I can create how much ever complicated passage and give you easy questions. I can create very easy passages and give you tough questions. What questions means options. So what you'll have to do is that don't decide on anything. Start with passage number one, read the passage, pick up the question that you can do. If you believe that this question requires more time or you want to evaluate a lot, just skip the question and move on. So that's what you'll have to do with VRC. Yeah, you're right.
And Satyam, one thing I would want to say, don't look at whether it is difficult or easy. Ask yourself whether I've understood or not. If you have understood, answer it. If you have not understood, move on. So to me, it is not the issue of difficult or easy, because what is difficult for you could be easy for me, and vice versa. End of the day, if your understanding is right, you will get the right answer. If it is not, you will get confused among the choices, and you should leave it and move on. That's all I would want to do.
Also, an important announcement to make before we move on to the next question or so. Going forward, all countdown cats will be available in a 3-day window instead of a 2-day window. The window will be extended till Monday for especially those people who have classes on weekends, right, and cannot probably manage to take a mock on weekends. We have received multiple requests, and hence the countdown cats will now be available on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 3 days on the same time slots. I think these time slots should be more than enough. A total of 9 slots is what you will get for attempting countdown cats.
And I think there's one more thing that we want to talk about: solutions to MBA dose. No, I think we've done that. We are doing it, right?
Yeah, MBA daily dose going forward for the next week onwards, we will be doing daily dose recordings of DILR section, because for that we have received a lot of demand and we are considering it. So all of you who have registered or completed payment for Race to 99, you will get a link to join that session on that particular day, and your login credentials will also be shared with you.
Prime cat mocks are easy, countdown mocks are hard. No, no, Krishna. This is the second countdown mock. Let me show you what was the first countdown mock. Countdown mock number one, CDC number one was the same. Don't compare this. This is a problem. I think that we start attaching value to it. If I give you the same question, I'm telling you for a fact. If I give the same question today, I say today's class sheet, you would have probably answered the question better. We attach value to stuff. I call prime cat, we go okay. I call CDC, then you attach value. I say if it is all India mock cat, we attach value to it. So it is
And
not.
Dijo, if so what this means is cat will be difficult. So there's a gradation na. Prime cat is easy, mock cat is more difficult, open mock cat is even more difficult, cat will be very difficult.
It's not. Look at the QA this time. It's not. The only difference between prime cat and CDC is that CDC gives you discipline, forces you to take at a particular slot. Prime cat is there to take whenever time. But we are creating prime cat entirely new this year, so it's fine.
Yeah, so in the sessions that will happen in the next week, we will there is one session which is dedicated to strategy setting and what is the roadmap, how to go about revision and all, which will be conducted on the 15th of August. Uh, so please stay tuned for that.
Acha,
Well, a lot of
Ravi,
people among you are asking about DILR 1000 and QA 1000. DILR and QA 1000 will be released before Race to 99 online sessions happen on 14th and 15th of August.
Ravi, one more thing, because the paper will be shown, so what I have weekend class will be able to take the paper on Monday also. So
Hmm.
this analysis we will do on Sunday evening itself, or that date will change.
We will do the analysis on Sunday evening itself because ideally I would
That's
want you
fine.
to take that paper on Sunday itself.
Yeah, okay, that's fine with me. That's what even I would want to happen. Hmm. Hmm. Okay,
What?
what will we cover in the offline workshops in Ratio 99? Um, Offline workshops of Ratio 99 will be an extension of what we'll do on 14th, 15th. Okay. So the idea is that we don't want you to do one session and leave you, which is why this time we have designed the process in such a way that till cat we are there together and we'll keep re-emphasizing on each of these aspects. So what we'll do on 14, 15, we will do another set of questions, another set of papers, and show you more techniques and more processes or more ways of doing on in an actual cat paper. That will again be followed up with another paper and again another analysis. So the idea is that from now till cat we are continuously focused, and we will be looking at each of these issues on a regular basis. And yes, Gulshan, it is there in Jamshedpur and Rachi also. The dates I am not sure have been finalized, but it is there. The offline sessions I think are starting from 27th of August now, or 28th August, one of those dates.
I do
I had to
well
well
in
in
one.
one section
Yeah.
and then flung in the other two. This happens in all mocks. I can't get beyond. First of all, don't confess. Okay. I think these are it is not that it's going to happen every single time. That means what happens is when you keep on this confusion and when you enter the mock test, if you flunk in one, if something is going well, you believe the next section is going bad. That's कुछ है नहीं है. I think that what you should do at this point in time is not have these kind of assumptions about your problem. Understand your problem, which means you need to analyze your test after the test, after the mocks, analyze your test, figure out what the issues, and carry forward more. And then there is no need to sit back and worry about these things. Very honestly, that's what I would like to say.
Yes, Mukund, you are eligible.
All right, I think uh,
That's it.
Yeah.
you.
So I guess that's fine.
I
All
think
right, so we'll see you soon and bye.
Okay. Bye. Good night. We'll meet next weekend on Race to 99. Bye.